It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4. Point is verse 13. I'm going to start at verse 11, though. I'm going to start at verse 10. And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day, from time to time shalt thou eat it. Verse 11, thou shalt drink also water by measure, the sixth part of a hin, from time to time shalt thou drink. Verse 12, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight. Verse 13, and the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Loyam La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahushai, Ba Hashem Kodash Brakatham. Let's say double honors to my apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwath, as well as the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you I say shalom. It's the brother Yahweh Sop out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit, through the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And basically, this is a lesson I wanted to put together through the Spirit, because I came across this article. It's this page with a father and son. I can't remember. I think I subscribed to it, but immediately it caught my attention because they was going into the Impossible Burger. You know, now mind you, I'm just reading out of an article. This is not my opinion. You know, I'm linking up this article with scriptures. You know, mainly the one I just read. You know, that Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 13, because Ezekiel was made to eat defiled food, and we have been made to eat defiled food in our land of our captivity. You know, some of the worst food you're gonna get is American produced, put it like that. You know, even in Russia with the other Edomites over there, they don't literally do what they do to the food. You know, a lot of the food is like basically banned over there that America sells so easily. It's two articles, but this is the one that caught my attention. Well, yeah, let me get this one. Well, no, matter of fact, let me get this one. So it reads, GM Watch, news and comment on genetically modified foods and their associated pesticides. So, genetically modified food. Rat feeding study suggests that the Impossible Burger may not be safe to eat. This date is September 20th, 2022. Rats fed genetically modified yeast-driven protein, soy, leg of goblin. The burger's key ingredient developed signs of toxicity. Report by Clary Robinson and Dr. Michael Antonoon. The Impossible Burger is a plant-based burger, the key ingredient of which is a protein called soy leg Salaki, I'm butchering this. Leg hemoglobin. Leg hemoglobin. I think that's what it is. Derived from genetically modified yeast. It's already being sold in restaurants and supermarkets in the U.S. and probably ain't even making you aware of it. In 2019, the manufacturing company Impossible Foods applied for permission to market the burger in the EU and the UK. However, the results of a rat feeding study commissioned by Impossible Foods and carried out with SLH suggest that the burger may not be safe to eat. SLH is the substance that gives the burger its meaty taste and makes it appear to bleed like meat when cut. Because, you know, I was listening to recently I've been having issues with my teeth. The Lord been plaguing me with my teeth. You know, but long story short, I was going into the fillings. I forgot amalgam. The silver filling is amalgam, and they got now this resin. Now I've heard three different things about this. I've heard it's a composite, then I heard it's plastic. You know what I mean? And I'm like, so I'm telling these dentists I don't want this shit. You know, and they're like, well, no, many places don't do the silver fillings anymore, and yada yada yada. And why don't I want it? And I say, well, if we ain't supposed to drink out of plastic, why would I want it in my mouth? Well, as long as it's not BPA, you know what I mean? You know, like, so, there's the Ecclesiasticus or the Book of Sirach, whoever could pity a snake charmer who bitten by a serpent, roughly paraphrased. You know, scriptures talk about never trust thy enemy. You cannot believe this fucking devil. You know what I mean? They said that nobody do them anymore. Then I went to another dentist, and the lady sat up there and said, you know, it's a college, basically college university dentists still do it. You know. So anyway, the point being, they saying that this thing is safe to put in food to make the food look more realistic. Because I was asking if the silver fillings work so well, why do this resin shit? And the guy was like, basically for appearance. So people want plant-based food, but at the same time want it to look like a real burger, taste like a real burger. Just all the way off. It says, SLH is the substance that gives the burger's meaty taste and makes it appear to bleed like meat when cut. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration initially refused to sign off on the safety of SLH when first approached by the company. The rat feeding study results suggest that the agency's concerns were justified. Rats fed the GM yeast-driven SLH developed unexplained changes in weight gain, changes in the blood that can indicate the onset of inflammation or kidney disease, and possible signs of anemia. Anemia. That's not anemia. Anemia. Salaki if I butcher that up. But you know who was pushing this burger? Your boy Gates of Hell. You know what I mean? It says 2015, FDA says, you know, SLH safety is not proven, but yet and still this place, you know, Burger King was pushing it heavy. Impossible Foods tries again. 2017, Impossible Foods tries again with a new application for GRAS status. Potential adverse effects in SLH-fed rats. In light of these limitations, it's remarkable that the SLH-fed rats did show a large number of statistically significant potential adverse effects compared with the control group, for example. Unexplained transient decrease in body weight gain, increase in food consumption without weight gain, changes in blood chemistry. I mean, that's it. That right there. This can be a sign of anemia and or damage to the bone marrow where red blood cells are produced, decreased blood clotting ability, decreased blood levels of alkaline can indicate malnutrition and or celiac disease. Reproductive changes in SLH-fed females. It can change basically. In the study, apparent disruptions in the reproductive cycle were found in some groups of females fed SLH. So, and when you go on to that, you know, they use rats and mice and shit as basically the guinea pigs before they test on humans. So if it could potentially affect a female rat, it could potentially affect a female, you know, Edomite or Jake, you know, or one of these heathens. So, you know, and again, like I said, I was bringing out the fact that this devil want things like the Most High God created everything in good in its proper order, but this devil wants to come along and tweak it to his understanding. You know, like I said, he wants to take something that's supposed to be plant-based and make it taste like it's actually real, or give a man the ability to literally create or to have a child like a woman. And then you're gonna have some kind of silly, like they got, you know, surgeries where men can get these things and did or to go through the process of trying to have a child. Yeah, let me get this. This book of Isaiah chapter 29, at the point is verse 16. And it reads, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the things framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? So at the end of the day, you know, this devil basically took the natural order of things and flipped them upside down. You know, this man literally, as if like the Most High got it wrong. You know, this man literally genetically modifies certain seeds like tomatoes, corn, all these different things. You can't even eat a lot of this shit because it's genetically modified and fucked up. You know, like back in the day, you know, when you like I listen to Elder Yashawamba speak on, corn is the worst. This genetically modified corn nowadays, but all of this shit is bad, but it makes sense why they did it the way they did it too. They literally stored and kept all the seeds, the actual real plants, and then basically genetically modified plants and fed the people that. So because at the end of the day, if they want to put everybody in subjection, if they the only ones with the real seeds, it's like the guy with the A1 A1 skrill, right? A1 product, right? And then he give everybody else the booth. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, you gonna have to come to him for the grape ape. You know what I mean? The greatness. You know what I mean? But I got another article too because I went to I got tired. This other company with the 3D printed meat. This is Novameat developed 3D printed vegan steak from plant-based protein. And because it say vegan, they'll think that is now this is Natasha Salakia on November 30th, 2018. Italian bioengineer, I can't pronounce that name. Nadi from Spanish startup Novameat has invented the world's first 3D printed meat-free steaks made from the vegetable proteins which mimics the texture of beef. Vegan ingredients such as rice, peas, seaweed, which provide the amino acids needed for a healthy diet, are turned into a food paste that is 3D printed to form a raw steak-like substance. Well, if that's the case, if they could just make this out of plain vegetables, why is it that they talking about making roach bars and protein bars out of roaches, and what I mean? They talk about eating animals, and what I mean, all this sort of shit that you got these fucking elites and these different talking heads making these statements that people probably some people gonna actually follow. Eat your pets, eat your, you know what I mean? It says despite an abundance of meat-free products already on the market that taste similar to animal meats, Signati found that these are limited to imitation burgers, chicken nuggets, or meatballs. None of the offerings reproduce a piece of fibrous flesh such as a steak or chicken breast. In an effort to reduce the impact of animal architecture and to improve people's nutrition, the Milanese researchers set out to create a plant-based alternative to fleshy meat products. And then you'll go into it and find out that this shit ain't really all just vegetarian. You know what I mean? To be some bullshit in there. Just like all, everybody was thinking Whole Foods is just like the best foods, and you come to find out, a lot of that shit be GMO. It make me think of another scripture. This is the book of read that. The book of Jeremiah, chapter all my numbers. I swear I got Jeremiah. I'm at Jeremiah, so I hate this app sometimes. Just do this goofy shit. Jeremiah 17 verse 5, and it reads, because you're going to have people that's going to just waiting for this man to, how you have people that's waiting just to take that jump shot. And then, like the elder brought out, it's been, he did a documentary, I think it was on his BitChute. No, not on his BitChute, it was on his Odyssey. Hell of a documentary is going into all these different individuals that took the jump shot and basically had adverse side effects. Just scriptures tell you, woe to them that go to Egypt for help. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and make of flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord. So when a man begins to take on basically that they don't trust in the Lord, they trust. That's what made David so confident and so powerful, because David completely put his trust in the Lord to the point where he threw down his armor. He didn't even try Saul's armor. He didn't even let it stand a test. He went out there confident enough that the Lord was going to protect him. You know what I mean? So when you start taking on the thoughts, it talks about sin as the beginning of when man departed from the Lord, roughly paraphrased. When a person takes on that, they don't have to, like a nigga like Boosie, you know what I mean? Because he start losing family members, he literally start cursing the Most High, not understanding or unbeknownst to him that he basically marked himself. For he shall be like a heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land and not inhabited. Blessed is the man that trusts in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and whose hope the Lord is. So, and verse 8 is a good one, because it says, "For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and it continually will keep on yielding fruit. He'll keep on growing, because the Lord will continue to sustain him." You know, so this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 12. "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because he despised this word and trusted in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon," meaning you rather stay, you rather stay in this captivity. You want to stay dependent on Esau. Again, the scriptures talk about woe to him that trust in chariots. Woe to him that go to Egypt for help. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man. It reads, verse 13, "Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant." So when the Lord actually, the scriptures talk about how Yahweh Shai is going to come as a thief in the night. When this Jacob's trouble and when the Lord really just lets this loose, it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. You're going to have men of the Lord that's going to actually not be caught off guard, because they're constantly watching. Scriptures constantly talk about watchmen, Ezekiel, Habakkuk, because at the end of the day, the scriptures talk about how, a prophet was a seer. And at one point during Samuel's time, the prophets were called seers because they had the vision and they received visions, from the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and then they were basically tasked with, proclaiming these visions and the messages of the Most High to the people. Basically like angels on earth, because when you go into the word angels, it basically means messenger. So at the end, they putting your trust in this fucked up ass, wicked ass place. Again, they're orchestrating a famine, and what they suggest or what they have set up for you 2/3 and you useless eaters is you're gonna eat protein roach bars and vegan printed food and all this old shit, while they gonna be eating the like they eat now, in luxury. If you have never seen that movie Snowpiercer, I suggest you check it out, because it's basically, this is how these elites think. And then they'll have us, well, Salakia, they'll have these 2/3 and these heathen as entertainment to some degree, but for the most part, they you know what I mean. This really truly gonna be a prison planet, and a lot of people are gonna starve. Like I said again, that orchestrated famine is not some make believe shit. They literally have set it up where one day you gonna go to try and get some food and it's not gonna be any. Or you're not gonna be able to afford it. I mean, shit, I just went to the grocery store and got salad dressing, some steak sauce, like a little salad, and like some Southwest ranch spread, like that you can spread on vegetables, like celery and carrots and shit. That shit came to $30. I get one piece of meat. Oh no. So, with that being said, the Lord is going, it talks about the Lord using famines as plagues. So, these people are about to be plagued by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but his true believers and his men are going to be protected. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 12. "Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not." So you chose the ways of the world instead of following the law, statutes, commandments, and that's going especially. It's not especially. It's exactly. It's directly going to you 2/3 Jakes. Because you rather be a Roman in Rome, a fallen Rome, or a Greek in a fallen Greek captivity, or Egyptian in a fallen Egyptian captivity. Because America, aka Babylon the Great, is all these former empires rolled up in one. That's why this place is so confusing. Verse 13, verse 13, "Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed." Verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And you got a lot of these people that no longer believe in anything, you know what I mean? And really just completely trusting in the government. So they're gonna, whatever the government solution is gonna be, they're gonna take head, and that's why they're gonna be vexed. That's why they're gonna howl. They're gonna be broken in the spirit. But the Lord is gonna put an increase of a heavy, strong spirit on his elect, because you're gonna need the Lord spirit on you to deal with what's about to take place. So if you are so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Elohim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Racha, Kodash Bakatham. Number honors to my apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwap and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to the Salaki, but subscribing to the truth. The USA Shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom. Shalom.